Hello, my dear ones. Boy, this has been a crazy day. I've been trying to sit down and get enough time to do some more videos for you. We've had so many meetings and so many neat things happening. I got a real bad case of ALS that we had her for a while. She wasn't speaking, talking, of course, not walking or anything like that, of course. We got her up walking, talking, and singing. And then she wanted to go home. I told her she goes home. That's it. And sure enough, her family dumped her into a $700 a month nursing home. Now you can imagine that's like an outhouse. So I got her. See what we could do with her. Hi, honey.
Hi, are you doing a video?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay.
They don't mind.
I'm just going to leave this for you, and I'll see you in about...
Oh,
I'll see you
4 o'clock with the lady?
We
Okay.
need 5 minutes before to get off.
All right, I'll be... Well, come on in here then if you want to. We want to talk. I'll come into your place.
Okay, either one.
Okay, well, you come in. Oh,
I'll come over here. That way I can make sure you're off your video.
okay. Is this for her?
Those are 4 different release forms.
Okay, for her?
Yes.
Okay, good
For
deal.
that special.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Thanks, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Good deal. You know, so I want to show you guys how you take someone that's frozen solid. They were giving her Botox treatments in the neck to keep her neck straight. Can you? So I'll show you how to regenerate some of the deepest degenerative people out there. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, hi, Paul. This is from Paul. Hi, Doc. Working on my way through your videos. I have a feeling it's going to take me a while. Well, you know, YouTube shut me down a couple times. I guess they don't like people that want honest government instead of corrupt governments, but whatever. But it was enough to say that some of our videos, hundreds of them, got lost somehow by the YouTube people. But if not, we would have had a pretty good selection out there. And I heard some of you guys got them somewhere, so I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to take me a while. Have you had any clients with hemophilia, a rare blood bleeding disorder in which the blood doesn't clot normally? Absolutely. If you have hemophilia, you may bleed for a longer time than others. Where would you go for this? Where would you go for platelets and that sort of thing? You go to your spleen and bone marrow. Spleen and bone marrow. At the same time, you're going over to Mr. Liver and Gallbladder, especially Mr. Liver, and you're going to clean it up, right? Absolutely. You're going to pull all the acids out of these tissues so the cells can then perk up and perform their performance. If it's genetic, you can use herbs, of course, and the diet's going to enhance the consciousness of the cells, and their performance will increase. You see that every time. So that's how I would go after that, Paul. You also may bleed inside your body internally. Oh, yeah. If any of you have that internal bleeding type of issue, or your platelets are so low, we have a bleeding formula, and it stops internal bleeding. Wow. Of course, if your platelets and things are that low, you're going to be having some transfusions. But these are the tissues you got to work on with that, especially in your knees, ankles. Well, you need to understand why, right? And also, you have to also look at the parathyroid. Why? You know, always look, if you have any bleeding at all for any reason whatsoever, and a lot of people blow their nose and get blood in the mucus and stuff like that, or cough up some mucus out of the lungs and see some blood in it. And of course, you got to realize that all this is highly acidic. And on the little capillaries of the body, it will weaken those. And of course, as the leaching of calcium in that little one layer of connective tissue in the vascular wall, when you start leaching that out, then you herniate the wall. So you see varicose veins, spider veins, things like that. But you also see petechia, or you see an aneurystic type issue where the veins are popping and you see bleeding and stuff like that. While you're working on your parathyroid gland and a calcium-rich bone formula like bones and connective tissue and stuff like that, You can use these formulas to help protect yourself from bleeding out. But you can understand, Paul, that wherever you work your tissues the most, you're stressing those tissues the most. So wherever the connective tissue is the weakest, you can herniate that area. You know that by groins and other hernias. My friends work for a charity for such dis-ease, smart Paul, and claims there is no cure. I'm sure that, absolutely. So, work on those things. Of course, I like to get you guys always into the idea of looking at the eyes. But you always look on hemophilia. You're always going to look on the spleen, bone marrow, liver. You're also going to look at parathyroid glands for the whole 9 yards. Because any type of capillary bleeds and stuff like that, any type of strengthening, any type of strengthening. Suppression is generally acidic mucus, agglomeration effects of cationic environments, of acidic environments. And so you're going to have some bleeding sometimes, some capillary bleeding and things like that. Just a natural thing. But when you bleed out, that's a whole nother story. But if you're working with a group like that, Paul, let them know that absolutely there is nothing incurable. There might be diseases that are incurable, but then we don't live in that world. We want to know what this person has. You got bone marrow, you got spleen. What do you have? You got parathyroid with that, or that would be the hemophilia, but that's for those that petechiae and bruising easy and some bleeding like that. Lost libido. Yeah. Yep. Where's the first? Knowing libido is tied to acids, believe it or not. Take away testosterone out of your body and let's see what happens to your libido. And that's including women. Okay, so that's a problem, isn't it? And that's an acid steroid. Same thing with estrogen. So when these acidic steroids run low, of course libido runs low. So what gland are we going to go first? Right, we're going to go to the adrenal glands first, always. Because not only is the adrenal glands your vitality in the sense that it's the autonomic nervous system and neurotransmitters, but it's also your steroids and other energetic type of forms that you could get. And so you always want to go to the adrenals. You could also take a definite look at basal temperatures and thyroid. When the thyroid goes down, things aren't fun. Calcium plays a major role in a lot of things, and I would be looking at that. You might also consider brain and nerve formulas to strengthen the nervous system, as most of these things have some neurological events tied to them. So those sort of things is what you want to do, especially, but the adrenals are key. And if it's a female, I would use a female reproductive formula because it's a toning formula. It's not an estrogenic formula. It's a toning formula for the ovaries and the uterus, making sure the pituitary is good. Remember that? Same thing with the male. There's male reproductive formulas we have, or others that strengthen. Be careful about too hot, like too much UHIMI and things like that. Too hot of a formula, but especially if you have any prostatitis, that could take you over the top. Acid over acid is highly not recommended. And did you see on the news last night that in breast, see if I can pull that out, in breast cancer cases, they don't have to do chemo so much anymore. What was their reasoning behind that? There's certain tests they run to make sure you're able to tolerate it or something like that. And now so they're not choosing to do so much chemo with breast cancer. They are, come on. It's killing so many people. I mean, you could give the benefit of the doubt and say 90% of the people are killed with chemo. Statistically, only 4 to 6% live. But you could kick it up to 10 maybe. And in breast cancer, they're getting better because they're cutting out people's tumors and things quicker. But the problem with that is there was a study done at Harvard that said that the reverse is true. Actually, the quicker they get it, the sooner the death. That's what this one study found out. I think at Harvard and some England university tied to that. Say the sooner the diagnosis, the sooner the treatment, the sooner the death. And I was like, whoa, man, that's true. You know, when they learn that it's an acid condition, chemists, I hope, around the world will be kicking their own butts for all the deaths they've created by creating an acid treatment system. My name is Rahul, and I am from, I think that's right, R-A-H-U-L, and I am from Canada. Rahul from Canada. I am 28 years young. My question is, I lost all my libido. Oh, man. But you're 28. So at 28, in today's world, on the Homo sapien front, on planet Earth, in the physical universe, you're going to have kidney and adrenals. And you're going to have lymphatics. So it doesn't surprise me, my dear one, that you have a low libido. It doesn't surprise me at all. And I'm looking at the youth of the tomorrow going, oh, you know, just thanks to you guys, hopefully a lot of this is going to change. But, okay, so we have a 28-year-old, I can tell you without even looking, you got to go after your adrenals and kidneys. And I would definitely get my eyes. You're a young man, you're smart enough, you pull out those eyes, you learn how to use those, and you get your body healthy because, Rahul, that's you. You got to take care of Rahul. You got to be... You're the one. You're the one that drives the car. You're the one that gets all the blowback from everything you create. So you're the one. I don't get spontaneous erections anymore unless I stimulate my genitals. Yeah, I'm going to say your weak adrenals, which is so true. Now again, poor circulation can have an effect there too. So sometimes with the lower circulation formulas, you can really get it going. But, you know, you can work with lower circulation, work on a prostate formula. You might want to take, I know you're only 28, but it never hurts to look at, you go to a lab and get a medical, I say, I just want my prostate checked. Most labs now, it's all about the money anymore in America anyway. So you can almost walk into any lab anymore and get whatever you want. But you might want to see if you have prostatitis. And that, my dear one, at 28, you don't even want PSA of 2. I'll put it that way. I've had a 43-year-old in here one time, and that was 10 years ago. PSAs of 2, prostate cancer. It's like, whoa, wait a minute here. So genetically speaking, those cells were already right there. Because PSA of 2, you know, the older guys can handle 10, but the younger guys can't handle but 4 or less. And it's because weaker cells go down quicker with an acid hit than stronger cells. I mean, it's, you know, stronger you are, stronger you are. Also lost my morning erections. I am so depressed and want to commit suicide. No, hang on there. What if you were a monk and you were going celibate? So turn it around a little bit, Rahul, and hang on. Sex isn't everything, but you can fix this. And you want to go after your prostate, adrenal glands, and I'm going to tell you, Rahul, go after your kidneys and start working on yourself. Get on the raw foods. Now the problem with the raw foods, they're not stimulants. Proteins are stimulants. Remember I said a long time ago, you guys might laugh at this, but if you want to have good lovemaking, go out and have a piece of meat before. I mean, that's it, more sex than lovemaking. Lovemaking is really a spiritual event, I think. But if you want just hardcore, you got to have strong prostates. You have to have strong. And the thing is, you know, testosterone is a big deal. The higher the testosterone, men with high testosterone can really go through the night, but they run the risk of prostate cancer big time, because when you're producing too much testosterone, that's a problem as much as underproducing. So it all is inflammatory driven or acidically driven. Acids can stimulate, but in the long run, they break down. They're corrosive, and they break down. So you can have a high stimulation effect with proteins for a while, only to find the teeter-totter went on the other side. So that's what I would, yeah. If I take male reproductive system herbs, will that help? Like, absolutely. But you want to go to the prostate. You want to make it healthy. You want to go to the adrenals. You want to take a look at the health of cells, because in the long run, that's what you want. You don't want to take a male reproductive form and stimulate yourself for one night or whatever, and then have the downside of that. Remember, stimulation, innervation, teeter-totter. Like that. So I would say go do this right, and you'll have a strong life. Remember, I had a 102-year-old man in there one day asking for help with the same problem, because 102, because he was getting married for the 5th time. So go after your adrenals and prostate and make your body healthy, and you'll be 102 still loving the ladies. Oh, who are we here? I don't see anything here. Like you, I want to explore out-of-body travel. How did you get into, oh yeah, what we got here? Is that her folder? Mm-hmm. Oh, good deal. Oh, good. All right. You know what? Hang on tight right there. See? Good genes. That's why this lady can make it. All right, so I want you to do me a favor. What's her last protocol right here? All right. All right, I want this protocol.
Okay.
But I want kidneys number 1. Kidneys and bladder number 1. I think that's number 1 written there.
I think so.
Looks like 2 or 1. But let's do 4 and 1.
4 and 1? Okay.
But the more liquids the better, because again, we might have a feeding tube put in her.
Okay.
So we'll find out.
Do you want to do something about to glycerin instead of the capsule?
Ooh, for her, that might be pretty cool right now. Yeah. Do that.
And
for her, because they're feeding her.
Lymphatic 1 in liquid? We could do them all in liquids.
Let's do them all in liquids right now.
Okay.
Let's do them all in liquids right now.
Okay. I'll type it up and get directions, and I'll bring it back to you.
Good deal. Thank you. How did you get into it? You know what? When did I first? Good question. I'm trying to figure out when the first time. I remember. God, isn't that funny? You can remember everything. I can't remember my first introduction to the fact that that this isn't me. This is just something I'm using, and I can leave it anytime I want. And I don't remember where I heard it, but that intrigued me. So I'm thinking it was around a campfire one time in a state park up here, and there was a police detective, believe it or not, a police detective and 3 or 4 other people, and we were talking. And I thought I brought it up about out-of-body travel, but maybe they did. I don't remember. But he introduced me to the Rosicrucians. And the Rosicrucians is an old order like the Masonic order, kind of, but not in that way. They're about out-of-body traveling and influencing the world in that manner. So the Rosicrucians is an old simple order. It's got good stuff to learn how to out-of-body travel. They like to influence world things through mental things and stuff, and I disagree with that. But they have some good exercises for out-of-body travel. And I thought it was interesting that this police detective knew about out-of-body travel. I'm going, you're a police detective? Because generally you associate out-of-body travel with the saints and the saviors, or those that spend a lot of years working with out-of-body travel. But not anybody can do that at any time they want. That's what you got to realize. Any of you can have an out-of-body experience by just removing your attention from your physical body. That's all it takes. Removing your attention in a very, very relaxed manner to someplace else and leave your body behind. Practice it. It works well. Can you recommend some readings on it or places I can learn about it? Get all Paul Twitchell's books. That's soul travel. That's your highest form of travel. You don't want just astral travel. You can get John Monroe's books on astral travel. Monroe is, look up Google Monroe Institute. And Monroe Institute, he mapped out the astral world. That's the next world you move into when you leave this physical world. Your attention is moved into your astral body. That's your next body. Looks very close to this body, except a lot prettier. It's just more refined and more energetic. You're losing the chemical side of this. But the Monroe Institute claims that they have about a 97% success rate at getting you out of your body through music. I don't know if you remember Pythagoras. Remember the old Pythagoras? Well, Pythagoras had a spiritual group, and it was called the Blue Hand Group. I don't know. But they claim that Pythagoras had this musical instrument that he built, and that with one strum of the instrument, it would throw his chelas into ecstasy. Woo! That's cool stuff. Now you're getting into the finer things of life. Instead of killing people and things like this, you're starting to honor people and realize our differences and who's behind the eyes. Head injury. Ooh, that's not good. 10.5 months now since my 2 concussions. Oh yeah, I remember reading this yesterday, wasn't it? Hi, that's okay. Come on in.
I'll just put them in your box.
No, go ahead. What's that for? That for them? Okay.
I didn't write names.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't write the name in there.
I'm not.
Evie?
Should
I mean, the Englishes. I would do that one for the Englishes. That one I'd leave open for that. For her.
I'm going to put them in your box then.
You sure?
You want to leave them
You
here?
set them right over there. Would you
Okay.
want to do that? Yeah, I'm real excited about getting her in here and working on her again. And we're filming this one from the get-go, from her coming in on the airport and stuff. So it'll be a good case. Do you see her eyes though? She got major constitution. She can make this. She already did it once. Just get that Botox out of her neck. Still have nerve pain and headaches. Yeah, I remember reading this, Carrie. And this isn't you. There's another person out there with the same type of head trauma. And remember our discussion on this, I think it was on the last video or the one before that, about the lymph system is the sewer system, but it's the I remove the trash system. It's a trash refuge system, the removal system of what the body doesn't want. You just got to realize the blood isn't that big of a system, and that it's a nutritive system, and you don't mess with the blood. I have a huge philosophy. Don't mess with the blood. Not with supplements, not with anything, not with proteins. Don't mess with your blood. That's just my take. Now the lymph system, on the other hand, taints the blood. It gets a blowback. The blood gets a blowback since they cross in interstitial spaces. So you can get a blowback. And there's a lot of things. And this, again, we were talking about why the University of Virginia, this professor found, or this physician found, that in the brain, the lymphatic vessels were piggybacking the veins, not arteries, the veins. So I was talking to this college professor, and she thinks maybe like I do, there might be some osmotic diffusion. There might be some way that there is some osmotic or movement of acids out of the vascular system into the lymph system. Why would you piggyback on top of when you see them separate in other areas? So, there's a lot of questions like that. That's interesting. Doesn't change the fact how we can cure people, but it changes their information page and helps them to understand more what we're saying is 100% factual. But it's going to take them a while. You mentioned kidneys in your video and said maybe this is why these head injuries happen. Not happen. Why you can't fix them. You got to listen to what I'm saying here, man. Why you can't fix them. Your head injuries, however you do it. But when you can't remove the damaged tissue or the acids created from all that, because it's all a big acid slurry now, then you're going to spasm that area. You're going to have constant spasms, things like this. If you don't have any problems anywhere, you don't have any acid accumulation anywhere, you don't have any obstructions, everything's moving, flowing freely, the blood and the lymph, you have no symptoms. There's no symptoms to have. So when you're having headaches, which is spasticity, and you're having this, and it's associated with the trauma, you know your body wasn't able to repair the trauma. No matter if the surgeon went in or whatever trauma it is. Your body, remember our talk was that the surgeon is just a repairman. He's a carpenter. But the body is the true healer. And if you ain't getting healing, then you shouldn't ask your body, what's wrong, man? Why aren't you healing myself, huh? And this, I'm trying to, in all these videos, put forth the reasons why the body doesn't heal itself, and we're going to show you some videos that'll make your jaw drop. Hildy and a lot of others already should have. But I have several people right now working on the program that is twice as bad as Hildy. Much worse than Hildy. And yet, Hildy, extreme case. So no matter what you think, Hildy is an incredible woman to pull herself from extreme hell, Bill. So I'm real proud of that lady. And shows you it can be done. And we're going to show you some deeper issues, just to show you how far down the human body can be, and we can regenerate it with fruits, berries, and melons, and botanicals only. Then they can figure out why those work so well. We all know why. Okay, so not sure what you meant. Taking lymphatic, kidney, upper circulation, good day. Brain and nerve, you're doing good. You're doing good. Make sure you're filtering. If you're not, do some dry fasting. I did a 2-week sinus cleanse, and this is what came out in the process. I will get my eyes to you too. Oh, good man. That's interesting, isn't it? Take a look at this, guys. I love your focus. And this is the kind of focus you have to have. It takes a little while to get up in here and fix things, so don't get upset with that. You're doing well with upper circuit and brain and nerve formulas. Remember the GI tract, though, sits on top, so GI broom and stuff like that. Start cleaning that valve down below. And if you have to, candle your ears, too. Release pressure, any pressure that might be there where the lymph system hasn't been able to move. Because that's what happens is you build pressure, not blood pressure, lymphatic pressure. That's the worst pressure there is. You can get rid of vascular pressure, but blood pressure, but lymphatic pressure, beast of another color. But I'm proud of you, man. I'm really proud of you. This is what he got out of doing sinus. Got out some polyps up there. That's pretty good. You guys are getting some gnarly stuff. But you see what develops in the human being out of mucus and stuff? Can you not breathe? Can you imagine that in your head up area and up near the pituitary? Or encroaching even on the eye? I mean, you can see why and how we get obstructions in the human body. Not just parasitic obstructions. We get mucus obstructions, tumor obstructions, and that's all just lymphatic fluid. Well, interstitial fluid, which is a little blood, but good job, man. I tell you what, and you ladies douche too, because I've seen stuff like this, but even worse coming out of females who are douching. You just want to always realize to keep yourself clean, and it's hard to in a world like this. And the dirty fuel we've been burning and everything else, people don't realize that we're just burning fuel. This is a food processing machine. And there's only a certain type of fuel this body's designed to. Like I have a diesel truck. Well, I don't put gas in it. If I ever make that mistake, I'm in trouble. Comment on YouTube. See, this sounds important. Okay. I am a 62-year-old man and recently diagnosed with stage 4. You think? Yeah. Glaucoma, brain cancer. I decided not to do chemo and radiation. Can you give me some advice, Jeff? Oh, are you kidding, Jeff? I'd be happy to give you some advice. Holy crap, man. Listen. You don't want to do chemo and radiation anyway. Even if you couldn't get this any other way, you wouldn't want to never do that, because you never radiate, and I can't tell people enough, you never radiate the brain or throat unless you can't breathe, or you can't, or it's making you seize, because the blowback is not fun. The blowback from that is not fun. See, cause and effect. And when you use high acid procedures to try to affect a treatment, there's a blowback to that that's worse than the condition at the time you gave the treatment. Because you just introduced into an acidic body a lot more stronger acids or radiation, which is a burning ray anyway. What are you trying to do when people are already burning from acids and they're already down? You're going to burn them more? So I'm hoping that America and the world wakes up to that, and then some people better hike out of here because you're just ridiculous. It's not even funny. So here's the thing, same type of thing. You got to get on your. I'd definitely have me write you a protocol, but I'll tell you this. First things first, go to the protocol video and look it up. But you have to definitely get on the first kit, second kit, deworm yourself, get the kidneys going, get the adrenals up, get the bowels going. You got to move and candle your ears, work on your neural lymphatics down your back, hot and cold showers to the back of the head. Do the dry fasting to try to get these kidneys open quicker. I would immediately put myself on a grape diet, or a grape and lemon or whatever. A grape and lemon juice diet's a pretty good diet. And start honking or astringing on this as fast as possible, Jeff. Like yesterday, and try to open this up, open these channels up. Because the problem is we've got some cases out there where these channels are so atrophied we can't get them. And it's like, we're only so good. I mean, when you got atrophied lymph nodes or you've got deterioration of the lymph system in places, you're in trouble. And I mean real trouble. Because we can fix most trouble. But real trouble, so you want to honk on. And I mean, my diet is fruits, berries, and melons. That's it. Because you want to get this, Jeff. And you can get this, my friend. And break open this sinuses. Get to clean up these bowels to do that. You might sip on 3-lung tea. We have I call it 3-lung tea, but I made 3 herbs in there, simple. Percy root, fenugreek, and mullein. They're all tumor busters. They're all break up hardened sputum or mucus. Same thing. So that's the sort of thing you want, is to loosen, to hydrate. And then open the pathways so the tumor then can drain out and you're good. And it will every time, as long as you can open the pathway. This is about you and your need to open up the pathway of lymphatic drainage. And I'll tell you another thing, guys, that I've been thinking a lot about this. This university discovered the lymphatic system, right? I've been thinking a lot about this in the spinal column and the spinal fluid. So if you've got throat or brain cancers, I highly recommend you visit a chiropractor. Make sure from the axis you are straight and you are good. Because if indeed she is correct, that spinal fluid plays a vital role in your wellness. And I would make sure my back is straight. So all these things I would take into that consideration. If you wanted to do lymph drainage, don't do a standard lymph drainage. Find a massage therapist that grew a little bit and understood kinesiology and does the neural lymphatic drainage. Far more effective, far more on point, and you're not massaging acids to the heart area. Okay, can I inquire if your products are let me see here. This print is so small, Chris. Can I inquire if your products are halal? And I am a Muslim, and I will not be able to consume products with alcohol and animal extracts. Well, we have the glycerin. That's the only one we have that's not animals, the glycerin. And see if you're able to handle the glycerin ones then. We were going to have all our stuff blessed, and I don't know where he is with all of that, but you would want to do it the alcohol ones. You then would want to go to the glycerin ones, because that's the only thing that's out there. I mean, I don't know if anybody uses vinegar to make your formulas. That's nasty. And it's like glycerin. You don't get the yields. But so I offset that by using the 1-to-4 concentrate with glycerin as well. So even though you don't get the complete yield alcohol yields out of a plant, with the 1 to 4, it does yield pretty good because you can taste it. You can taste it in those glycerin. A good example, get yourself a glycerin formula from the health food store and go get one of ours. Taste it. Take the taste test difference. And that's what I would think I would do, Karen. I would go to the glycerins, because we have a glycerin for just about everything now, even the bowel formulas. But we've got those in capsules, so it shouldn't be any deal. But I was trying to get them kosher and stuff, and so I'm working on all that. Of course, our herbal formulas have no animal products in them except the antler, and that is the velvet antler of the elk. Alexander. Hi, Doc. Hey, Alexander, how are you, my friend? Recently, as I've switched it to a all-fruit diet, people close to me have been telling me I have a body odor and that I noticeably smell. This is the first time this has ever happened in my life, which is odd. Nope, not odd. Nope. But I know it's because I'm absolutely. Now, here's the positive way to look at this, my dear one. All your other types, like your vegetables, didn't push it out of you, did it? But the fruit does, because it's astringent. So the fruit yields you a deeper detox, always. And that's proof of it. And all that is just keep going, and after a while, you won't smell. You'll smell like the fruit you're eating. You'll start to smell sweet. And that's just what you want. But get these proteins out while you're doing this. And it doesn't smell good. And do not put any underarm deodorant. Keep washing. Don't suppress in any way your lymph nodes under your arms, eliminating. Matter of fact, you could get through this faster if you get yourself up some wicked sweating. I could put you out in my groves here for a little while. And down here with the humidity, I go through 3-4 sets of clothes a day. And I mean total wet. But I love sweating. I love that. Because it's a part of health. And I think that'll help you a lot in getting this out quicker. But yeah, I can't do anything about that except accelerating your detox. And that's just what you're doing already. You're all on fruit already. And you can do some dry fasting and stuff. But if you get yourself up some wicked sweating for a few days, you can get that out of you maybe quicker and then start smelling better quicker. This is the first time, yeah. But I know you're right. And I don't want to put on underarm deodorant because it will block. Exactly. You guys are smart. It will block my lymph removal. And because yes. Because take a look at this. Antiperspirants. Now, why were they dubbed cancer causing? See, you guys know that reason. You guys know that reason. When you suppress lymph drainage, who suffers? The physical body. Big time. Nobody in this world that I know of on purpose suppresses sewage removal. I'll just keep that in the toilet for a week. Flush that thing. Yep. Because it has funky stuff in it, but I need to smell pleasant while working with others. What do? Essential oils. Get some essential oil, patchouli or something like that. Or put a little on your clothes. Or, just prepare to go to the bathroom and wash yourself 2 or 3 times through the day. And do not use this chlorophyll soap either. That was a big mistake. Whoever manufactured that. Took me a while to get that out of me. Alright. Let me see here. Chris is doing these differently, so it's taking me a while to get used to how he's doing this. This is Riss, R-E-I-S-S, Riss Williams. Pardon me if I mispronounce that. Message, hey Doc, first off, I have to say that the energy and focus is high right now. Yeah, baby! Keep it there. Keep going until you can't stand yourself anymore. I began detoxing about 5 months ago, and finally made it to an extended periods on only fruit. Good job. Doing a day or two with mostly raw veggies, hitting the herbs, and now I am really feeling the glory of God rushing through my veins. I wasn't joking, was I? It wasn't joking. I'm telling you what, when I moved it up into the fruits, of course I was already out of body traveling, already connected to my spiritual masters and stuff, and I was already buzzing. But oh my God, and I was telling you guys that you can get body conscious, where you can feel your blood moving. You can feel the power running through you. I had to get away from my physical body. I did not pay any attention anymore, because it was, oh, what's going on now? What could this be? You know, that sort of thing. And it's like, nah, relax. The work I am producing is divine, not ego. I am hosting workshops on releasing trauma. You know, you guys and all your individual expertises are going to fit in this world so beautiful. And each one has your own specialty. Like this individual works on trauma. You know, there's a lot of souls that are traumatized. You know, when you see a plane crash, I've mentioned this before, you know, you have a lot of spiritual beings there, guys. Gopal Das is a big one on the X side of that. He's a spiritual being that looks a lot like Jesus, but he has long blonde hair. But Gopal Das, just one humble being. But he helps trauma. And he might even be working with you. You never know. These guys are truly the silent ones. Only I could, yeah. So, only a matter of time before the attendants start wanting detoxing. Healing centers, man, lots of love. Honey, yeah, baby. All I can say is, good job, dear one. I'm telling you. Because remember who you're doing it for. Not just the self. Because the self is the one, remember? And so all of life thanks you. All of life thanks you. Anytime you move and breathe and let all of life express itself freely, it's a thank you. And especially when you help and make it express itself divinely, you know. Beautiful stuff. Oh, here's another one with us. Williams right here. My man, the energy. Oh, you got it right here too. Oh. This got more to it. I'm not even eating exclusively fruits, and I can feel tremendous energy unlike any stimulants. Isn't that amazing? And you guys with strong genes, wow, 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 watch out. Watch out. The sky's the limit with you guys. You take a strong gene individual where your fibers in your eye are straight, clean your sewer system out, and it's nothing but power, baby, to you guys. And the athletes like that, the endurance, the runners, you guys, I mean, to tell you, you don't realize the difference that food makes on your, not only vitality, but your endurance, what the adrenals have on your endurance. You get those things in a state of wellness, and I think I'll stop running. I'm getting bored. I can feel tremendous energy unlike any stimulants I could have taken in the past. I used to wake up and take Karo or like raw chocolate and the like superfoods. Where was fruit all my life, dude? You know, I was sitting there crying because people were ignoring them. All the fruit was going, "You're missing me. I love you." As we passed them by in the grocery store. This SHIT is the gravy train. You betcha, baby. The real deal. I am taking the detox course now out of common courtesy. Love you, man. Others just gets to know. BPO. It's all making sense, man. The glory of God is raging now. Love you, man. Listen, each and every one of you, turn on. Let your body turn on. Let go. Let go of the heavy chains that you hold yourself down with. Let go. Become desireless for a while. You can buy anything you want, but just become desireless. Who cares? Have it? Okay, fine. And be free for a while. Touch that doorway of eternal freedom where there is no definition to your experience. And you will experience endlessly. Uh-oh, I gotta run. I have a very important call. So I will be right back. That little break took a whole day. Not the same shirt, is it? Hi, my dear ones. That was crazy, baby. When you guys sent me in a packet of stuff from the scalp, I won't mention any names, but wow, I'll take a look at this stuff, but I don't know. She thinks some of it's part of a skull. She had a trauma to the skull. It's possible. I've seen bone come out of detox before. Matter of fact, the quad that you see on the video, I hope that video is still up because that's a good, I mean, you just have to see where this guy was. But that's the one where overnight his fractured femur pulled itself straight. And I'm looking at the x-rays and we're looking at this and it's like, not only am I freaking out because I hadn't seen anything to that level before, but so's the radiologist at St. Joe's Hospital because I'm looking at him with him. And I'm looking at the x-rays and I said, his head extreme, here's before and here's after. Because we sent him to his MD to take after, pictures. And he had extreme scoliosis, extreme to the right. He's a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. And he had a shelf in his right leg, fractured femur, pulled this right leg 2 inches up from his left one. And it gave him a bulge in his thigh, of course. Overnight, the back and the leg realigned itself and pulled itself straight. When I saw that, I knew then, with the things that I've seen and the cutting and no bleeding and the power of healing, I knew where we could take most people. But I don't know, sweetheart, what this is. I'll take a look at it. It'd be nice if we had a lab right next door here. Take a look and give us an idea. But you can get fragments of bone out. You can get, remember I told you I fell off a telephone pole, but I did what you're not supposed to do is grab the pole. I had a ladder and I was trying to hold it on. And it just, creosote splinters are all in my hand here. Well, the surgeon got a lot of them out. But they were coming out my fingernails for years. Years they were coming out my fingernails, working themselves out of the body.
You want me to have the girls call and have the dumpster picked up before Thursday again?
Is it that full?
I can feel it.
Absolutely, I think she should. Good idea.
Okay.
Good idea. We're expanding, building more offices. Remember, we have a new counselor coming. I'm excited. Would you read this message and consider recording a private video for him? Okay. I'll do you a video, Adam. I don't know if you want me to read this over YouTube or not. But I'll do you a personal video. It's enough to say, though. We all are in tough times on this planet. But it's not just the physical body. You hear me try to interweave spirituality here and there. And there's a reason I'm doing that. Because if you can catch the difference between thought and consciousness, thought and observation, you've just won a ticket home or close to it. You have just won a ticket out of here. You have just won what souls get locked into for generations. The other component, of course, to creation is emotions. And it's a non-physical experience. Your emotions is a non-physical experience. However, you can have a physical gland that relates to your emotions down, as most people do. And that's your adrenal glands. And when you have weak adrenal glands, notice that anxieties, these sort of things are part of that. The darkness, the withdrawal. So, even though it's not your emotional body, that's the astral body. It's been referred to as the astral body. We talked about that. Matter of fact, I might be on the first part of this video. I had to take a break, and then all things are happening. We found this, I told you about this ALS lady that we brought her from no talk, no walk, no talk, no sing, no nothing, to walking and talking and singing. Then she left, dumped into a nursing home. Remember I told you about $700 a month nursing home, a rat hole, and then Botoxed and all kinds of stuff. Well, she's worse than she was, so we're filming this one. I got her down here. We got another mother. We got another mother that's got a couple of children, fairly young. And, these conditions, ALS and MS and the advanced stages, are not only hard on the individual soul, no question, but on the mate as well. So the unthinkable happens a lot. And that is, I don't want him anymore. It's too intense for me, as it is this one lady and her husband. Getting support. When you have to take off on fruits, berries, and melons for a year, you need support, a support mechanism. When you're so down, and remember, these are the adrenals too, so your emotional states are down, your mental states are down, no hope, you're locked in a body that's deteriorating. You can't talk anymore, or whatever level you're at. You can't walk anymore. Your body's deteriorating, but you're fully awake. Not fun. So, we can get you back from that state. So my question to you guys, is there anybody out there that's interested in doing a little babysitting and helping some of these clients? Anybody out there have a house that they can bring some of these advanced people into and work with them with cameras? It's possible the Discovery Channel will be in here with cameras by the first of the year, we're hoping. Irregardless of what's going on that side of that, we're filming ourselves. So, any of you guys that have a place that you'll be willing to feed our clients fruits, berries, and melons, and help them maybe with a little getting up and a little physical therapy, because that's what begins to happen. These people unfold, they begin to talk, they can walk, and when you work with them a little physical therapy, you start increasing their potentials to get up and walk so much faster. Any of you guys willing to do that? Let us know. Because we have so many people that their mates don't want them anymore. They're advanced. Not that you can't save them, but in our society, they don't even know what regeneration is anymore. So if any of you think you want to take on something like that, but I have to warn you that we're going to film everything for documentaries, and there's a pilot possibility. That's all I better say. Whew. Okay, who is this? This is Roberto. Hello, Roberto. I have been eating almost exclusively fruit for a few months now, with some salads. I have lost a lot of weight, and whenever I try to eat something fatty, I get yellow stools. Interesting. That's interesting. So where would you go to that one? Gallbladder. Absolutely. So you might want to do a little gallbladder liver flush after you go on about, well, you sounds like you've been on raw for a few months already. So I would say that you're primed for a good liver gallbladder flush. Not with the salt water, though. You might want to do that. Get on the liver gallbladder formula for a couple of months, and start rebuilding that liver and gallbladder. The losing weight, of course, if you're getting thinner than you like, you know what that is. So that already can direct you to the lymphatic system interstitially in the intestinal wall. And then, of course, understanding the intestines as a tree with the liver as a branch, then you would know that if my intestinal wall is backed up, so is my branches. So then I would be looking at the liver gallbladder. Oh, I'd walk across the street to the pancreas. You know? So that's why you see things happening all over the place. First, it's just one spot or two. That's your genetic weaknesses. And then here's more. And then here and here. And then I love the medical profession. Sorry. Who goes in and fries you even worse. And then it has the audacity to tell you your cancer moved on you. And people bought into that. Malabsorption? Nope. That's a little bit of a different color here, man. You're not getting enough bile salts. And so you got to look at that. You got some obstruction in your gallbladder somewhere, man. Which will be lymphatic, of course. I mean, when you look at the body, it's a bunch of cells and two major fluids. When you have an obstruction, which fluid would be obstructive? Well, if blood's obstructive, see ya. That's a good out-of-body travel right there. Pancreas issues? Nope. Liver issues? Yep. Absolutely. Liver gallbladder issues? Absolutely. Can I take tincture before sleep? Absolutely. I take the liver gallbladder tincture one dropper full 3 times a day. Easy. If you're an adult. And go after that. But you also want to go after the GI. See where I'm going? I also want to go after the GI tract because that's the tree. Oh, wait a minute. I got to go after the kidneys because that's the lymphatic system. So that's the sewer system in the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the bowels. So you can't just go after the liver and expect to be successful. And I think this is why you've seen, even in our field, the lack of what you would hope to see. Not in what we do, but in most naturopaths. You know, I get these letters where you guys have been to many naturopaths and discouraging. And I think not only are they medical doctor wannabes, obviously, because any naturopath that has read proper naturopathic material would never put anybody on a high-protein diet. So they're not learning proper naturopathic material in naturopathic schools. And the reason? Look at Bastyr and Southwest. Both ran by medical thinkers. Both trapped in the concept of treatment. Both trapped without understanding the lymphatic system and the kidneys. So how are you educating your people? I've had their students in here sitting with me trying to get clinicals, and these guys just don't know anything. How to do it? You spent 4 years, 9 months? That's medical. 4 years, 9 months, guys. That's what it takes to get a medical doctor. It's what it takes to be a naturopath. I went 4 years, 9 months to school. I have ridges of my fingernails, and I managed to stop them for a while by taking vitamin K2 and D3. But you see, you're treating, and I managed to stop them for a while. That's treatment. You get to take gelatin or calcium or whatever, but you run the risk of giving yourself arthritis and some other problems. So what's up if you have ridged fingernails? What's the matrix of fingernails? The same as bones? Calphos? Yes. So why would you get ridges in your fingernails? What's being sucked out of your fingernails? Oh yeah, I heard you. Calcium. Calcium. Why? Acidosis. See, when you start understanding how chemistry works just a little bit, that's all you need to know, just a little bit. You know, the understanding the acid side, the proton side, and the base side, the high electron side, and why there's that stealing, that giving of electrons, the electrical side, to bring in balance the negative side. You know, it's that ionization balance thing again. But enough to say you want to work on causative factors. So 1, you're too acidic. 2, take a look at the parathyroid gland. Make sure because you can have ridged fingernails with a good parathyroid gland, don't get me wrong. The more acidic you are and the more loss of calcium you have, ridged fingernails, brittle fingernails, veins, spider, varicose, you know, skin sagging, lack of tone, teeth going, all those things. You start to lose your teeth gets translucent. is because you're losing calcium out of them to acids, even acids in fruit. So this is why you have to be careful with acids. But as a rule, fruit would never do that to you if you weren't already acidic in the mouth. That's all I can tell you. If your mouth was base, a fruit wouldn't do that to you. But when you're very acidic in the mouth and then you're doing like pineapples and stuff not ripe on a plant, that's going to get you. That's why you talk about washing the mouth by bicarbonate, but I don't even recommend eating fruit like that. I don't recommend eating fermented fruit too much, to be honest with you. You're eating a fruit that's on its way out. I want to eat a fruit when it's at peak, because it's its peak magnetics, it's its peak chemically, it's its peak for you. Why wait till it's going home again? Oh, I'll just wait till it's half dead. And that's what Jensen used to say. But then came the gas. He was always passing gas. His bowels were... I showed you his endoscopy and colonoscopy before. I have experienced the increased intuition. It's as if the universe is talking to me whenever I listen. And my dear one, you are right on target. When you listen, ye shall hear. Not just the workings of the physical world. No, no, no. Listen within, my dear ones. And listen to the universe speaking to you. Let me tell you. There's the masters, the spiritual guides, the way showers, the angelic beings, the ascended ones. I mean, you can just go on and on and on. That's where the fun is. This is inertia compared to these levels. This is inertia. That's why the more unconscious, the better. Hate to say it. Because the more conscious you become, the more you experience these finer inner worlds, you know what this one becomes. But then you begin to understand what your mission is here, and you're here to do it. Because you know when you're done, you're out. ROCIO. Rocio? Barn Boy Syndrome. Message. Hello. This is ROCIO LIRA. Ira? I'm 33 years old and a mother of 3. Wow. Look at that. So you're right in the cycles of 3, aren't you? You're 33 with a 3-year-old. That's pretty good. There's got to be some kind of luck with that. You know, you're in the cycles of 3s. There's cycles of 3s, cycles of 7s, and cycles of 12s. Then you can probably find cycles everywhere else, too. I'm 5'3". What are we thinking already? I'm thinking already pituitary. How's her monthly cycles? How's she doing with her hormones and all this? I'm thinking all this already. She's overweight at 160 pounds, meaning she's got some adrenal gland issues, right? Right. And maybe a little thyroid to caboot since the pituitary's down. Now the thyroid controls the rate of metabolism, how fast you digest your foods, the rate of how your body works that. When it's low, the rate is low. And you eat like you normally eat, you'll stack on the weight like crazy. But all in all, it's a sugar issue. It's a starch issue. It's the adrenal glands. I have had cellulite on my legs. Why would you have cellulite? What condition, what type of condition, acid or base, would you have to form cellulite? Aha! Acid. Agglomulation. And that's true with lipomas, lipids, and everything else. Everything sticks in a acidic medium, a cationic medium. She's had a cellulite for almost 20 years, and also acne. Well, see how those two fit together? Acid, 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 acid. There's the fingernails. There's all these other things that people have. Acid, acid, acid. Now, her acne's clearing up lately. She's doing good. I've been eating about 60 to 70% raw for the last 4 months. And even at 60 to 70% raw, her acne's clearing up a little bit. I've always said, if you get done with all this, and you want to balance out a little bit, and you want to have some cooked foods in your life, 80-20. 80-20 is the magic number for me. You don't want to get much over 20% cooked and junk. You want 80% raw, powerful, and good. And 20% what you want. I mean, for us older people, that's about what you're going to get. And I like that. But if you really want to have to dig in. Dig in all raw. I love all raw. I'm on a limited budget, but I'm asking you to please give me some points as to what other things to do to help me get rid of my cellulite and extra weight. Okay. Thank you so much for all you do. I love your videos. Thank you, honey. All right, so here's the thing. And you might want to look at this because you're a mama of 3 and you're only 33. So that tells me they're young, and with your adrenals down and your pituitary down, we have to talk. And we've been talking about that in other videos about mothers with children that have pituitary issues. And you really have to look at the rate of growth of your children, because this is a good time to look at your children. If they are undersized in height or oversized, you've got to fix this. Because the pituitary slams all the other glands, including the thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal. So when I see cases that I'm working on, you sending me 14-week protocols and things, I'm seeing the link between all these depressions, bipolars, and all these to these specific glands. And of course it is. So, and depersonalization and all the things you guys are going through, that you feel like you're a mess. Emotionally and mentally and everywhere else. So I'm giving you some pointers how to pull away from the emotions and the mind, because get into consciousness, because some of your bodies are at the point where you can work better from that point of view. With that said, you guys have to work on your kidneys, your adrenals, your glands, your GI tract, lymphatic system, glands, key to your success. Or not. You've got to get your lymphatic system working, or you're going to sit and feel like you're treading water and barely getting anything done. And you're doing raw. So, if you're on a limited budget, try the Fab 4. Something to get something going. If you're really hurting for finances, they have forms to fill out, and we have some donations, hopefully soon. If this individual is not running stuff, up my you-know-what, we should have some funds to help a lot of people. And that's what it's about, is regeneration. It's essential. And this young lady here, 5'3", and this is going to mess with her monthly cycles, could make her estrogen dominant. I mean, it can create a myriad of problems, because it'll shut down your thyroid. So here's cold hands, cold feet, your parathyroid, depression, bruising easy, brittle fingernails, scoliosis. You can just keep on going down a long line. So, my dear one, I would get myself moving. I would definitely work on my pituitary, and you could do through the endocrine gland, being a little shy of funds, but you want to hit 100% raw. For those that can't afford a lot of herbs, I get that. You have to do 100% raw. You have to make up for it in your diet. If some of you are having real financial trouble, we see if we can help. Well, we've been helping a lot of people. But, sweetheart, get in there and detox your system out. And I'm telling you, look at your children, because you mamas and dads, you got to look at yourselves, look at your genes, look what you're going through, take a picture of your eyes, and just look at your children and go, uh-oh. Or, oh, good. Because there are some of you out there with very strong genes, and your kids are getting them, and that's exciting. But I don't see a lot of that, but I do see some of that. But this is an individual with a pituitary down. It's possible then you start to see the others down. The cellulite, you have to detox. Hydrate and detox. At the same time, of course, the way we do it, we get into your liver. We get into these tissues and clean them up. At the same time, we're getting into them lymphatically. And then we're getting into them herbal-wise, which enhances the cells. So we're going after these tissues in everybody. And of course the acne sits there and just tells you your lymphatic system's down. That tells you right there, well, what about your babies, honey? So that's what you have to look at now, is your babies and what they're going through. And I get them all on fruit. Because you got to be young. You're only 33. Even if you had one at 15, you know, you'd have an 18-year-old. It'd be interesting. You really have to look after your babies and watch their rate of growth, because the glands are down, they're down. And we've just got to fix them. And everything's fixable. Let's see, who is this? This is Emily. Always did like the name Emily. Wasn't there a Beatles song with Emily in it? Message. Hi, Dr. Morse. Nearly all the physical and mental ailments people experience, I understand, is acidosis. Thanks you. Yeah, and you really see that because you correct them when you get on the other side of chemistry. Oh. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to prove it, does it? You just jump on the other side of chemistry, do a few little things with the herbs, voila! It's almost too simple. But what about the new Zika virus? Doesn't matter what viral, honey. And I'm not going to speak of the shrunken head because it's rare to see a viral do that. And I've addressed that here in past videos, but it's rare to have a viral create so much chromosome and DNA damage. And you know why? Because virals are rarely inside the cell. Now think about that. Virals are always external to a cell. They'll attach to a cell because they're a protein. But they attach to a weak cell. And this is, there are so many cool levels that we could explore for you electronic brains. We need a frequency receiver that can register frequencies, and we need to understand what frequency cells radiate at different levels of morphology. Even the four of dis-ease, or four states of unwellness, or whatever you want to call it, the acute, the subacute, the chronic, and the degenerative. Each one of those are going to have frequency variances less and less and less, of course, to death, which is no frequency at all, really. So, by registering these, by being able to scan the body with a frequency receiver, you should be able to tell if adding the frequencies of different virals and everything else, you'll be able to tell where everybody's at, where all chemistry's at. Oh, we could have such advanced equipment to read the human body, it's unbelievable. We so choose to keep picking our nose and other things. But, so that begs the question of how the mutation of the head. But this letter I read from Brazil is more on point, although I am going to step back from that because I don't know. But someone that's from Brazil wrote me and told me they're from Brazil, and they said they've had the Zika virus in Brazil for 70 years now. The Zika virus has been down there for over 70 years. But when they started inoculating for it, vaccinating for it, is when the heads came in. That I can believe, because that chemistry can enter a cell and mutate. So I don't know where I stand on that, but a viral, you detox virals out. That's the only way to get rid of virals. If you take something for a viral, dangerous. There's plenty of antivirals herb-wise. Nah, I wouldn't go there. Nah, I wouldn't buy into that. And you don't want to buy in pharmaceutical antivirals because they don't work and they have fatal events tied to most of them, even Lamisil. As a matter of fact, I was going to bring, I don't know if you guys get worse pills, best pills, worst pills. I wanted to bring that in and read that to you over some things. Interesting stuff. I try to get all this stuff and keep up on some of these pharmaceuticals because there's some bad stuff out there. And this best pills, worst pills is a great newsletter for that. It kind of tells it like it is, and I wanted to read you some things in this one. It was highly interesting because it's medical, you know. So I don't know what to say. If you got a Zika virus, you just detox that out of your body. You don't have to worry about that. If you get a viral load from that, you just detox that out of your body. If it is involved intracellularly, which that's a stretch, but if it is, then of course the cell will be terminated to the lymph nodes. What if you got the Zika virus or any viral load? HIV, Hep C, right? All right, attaches to cells, so then you're in full-blown AIDS or hepatitis, right? So your body's job of the lymphocytes and etc. are to take these damaged cells or these adhered cells to where? The lymph nodes, right? So the body can replace them, right? Right. Now, what if, as it is in AIDS and all these other cases, their lymph systems are one holy mess, major stagnation of the lymph system, sewer system? How are you going to get those cells out? You don't. So they're stuck in tissue. You see, when you really look at how the body works and start thinking it out, you start realizing some things a little differently. And some of the propaganda out there becomes questionable. Just saying. You got to think this out. Because anytime you have a mutated head or any part of the body, you have to be intracellular with it. You can't be extracellular. That's inflammation. So, it's a good question. But in terms of Zika viruses, if you get a viral load, you just detox it out. And that's, if you get HIV out there, you detox it right out. If you're full-blown AIDS, you detox it right out. Hep C, all these detox it right out of the body. And you'll be done with it. Done with it. These people dying and all this stuff with AIDS and stuff, ridiculous. But you are in a society that treats the symptoms of and never addresses the cause of, doesn't even understand the sewer system, doesn't understand frequencies of cells, doesn't understand any of that. How are you going to be a healer? A good healer in today's world? Because in today's world, you have to have a little smarts to you, and you guys are getting it like nobody's business. You're the future healers of the world. These guys aren't. You are. Let me see here. Is this a virus that triggers a detox reaction? I don't know. I don't know that virals trigger a detox reaction. They might in a healthier person. And that's just what it would do. Trigger a detox reaction. Why? To clean it out of them. I mean, just simply nature. So get it out, right? Okay. Now, why do some viruses cause the body to go into detox reactions that end up killing people? Not from detox reactions. From the treatment of more than anything else. Because virals attach to cells, that's when the frequency of a cell starts lowering. Outside of that, you can have viral loads in your body all your life and not have one problem. You can have HIV virus in your whole life and never have a problem. Hep C viral loads, I see this all day long. But when you treat Hep C with interferons, you start getting your butt kicked. It's when you start treating these things that get you. Now, with that said, when you start weakening the cells in your body, they become attacked. Remember this one rule of law. And I say the rule of law is this one man wrote me because law comes from God, right? Right. So, one rule of law. The strong survive, the weak are consumed. Don't be the weak one and are consumed by others. You be the strong one. Talk to the hand. The face is in contemplation. Or in the now. Yeah. So that's what I see about that. Would a long-term fruitarian be less risk? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If your lymph system's moving well, you won't hold any load in you. Not at all. Because it's your lymph system that cleans the viral loads out. Not your blood. Your lymph system does. So a good detox, you clean your viral. I clean tons and tons of viral loads out of people. And this is also true with herpes, guys and gals. I have also heard they are spraying aerial pesticides. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's how stupid man is. And you're right on. These are neurotoxins. So, oh man, this is under man's acceptable range. Oh, I just love that one from the FDA. Oh, a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of mercury, a little bit. It's under the accumulation, guys. Accumulative effects. They never want to talk about accumulative effects. Oh no, couldn't be. What's a little neurotoxins among friends? So all of those that have nerve rings and things that are inhaling these pesticides and herbicides or pesticides with this could go into ADD or could go into seizures or could go into some serious problems. Absolutely. That's just no different than a vaccination. Scary stuff and good question. Good question. and scary stuff out there. That's what ignorance and unawareness breeds, a world like this. And they'll kill people over it, as you are seeing with your eyes all around, because once you get this and you realize that this is how nature works, this is science and how nature works, you start to realize that man took some giant leaps the wrong way. But it's just God exploring itself. You got to look at the positive side of those things. It's God exploring itself and seeing what it's all about. Takes itself into its negative worlds, takes itself into its positive worlds. I mean, it's like you exploring your own worlds. How many of you have explored your inner worlds, by the way? Or are we too busy desiring and wanting and looking out at drama? Let's pull back a little bit. Whew, man, that was a ride. Leonore, I'm thinking. First of all, thank you much for all love, light, and joy you continuously. Oh, thanks, man. Love you too. Love you too. Briefly, I will resume my history. In the age of 14, with my parents' breakup and after my father's lung cancer diagnostic, I chose to live with my father for some years and finally observed his death at 17 years old. Wow, so your dad lived 3 years. That's pretty good. I mean, traditionally speaking. At that same initial time, at 14 years old, I started a severe anorexia for 3 years, followed by severe bulimia for 4 years. Wow. Here it's pretty common. During a period of time of 7 years, I took many depressive pills. SOS panic attacks. I have had an extreme phytophthiritis, whatever that is, no menstrual period. Wow. And daily drunk more than 8 liters of water per day. That's a lot of water to drink when you're this acidic, honey. I mean, this is, you can give yourself extreme edemic issues in the body. You ever notice that when you go on this detox, the first thing you lose is a lot of weight? Did you realize a lot of that was water? Okay, so a lot of you said, oh, I lost so much weight right off. That was water weight. Now you get to see what's left. At 21, I stopped vomiting while practicing yoga and meditation, and being a successful actress, I felt motivated enough to get it over. Good for you, my dear one. 1 year after, hi, sweetheart.
I know you're doing the iridology on this.
Yeah.
I'm not really happy. They look too dark to me.
Yeah, they do look too dark. They're not good pictures.
This is the second set we've tried to take.
We didn't take this, did we? This is our camera? What's going on with our camera again?
I don't know. So I'm
You
gonna
see
take
this?
Yeah.
What would you think when you see out of around? Look over here too.
Mm-hmm.
The whole iris is out around. Would I go to parathyroid, do you think?
Well, yeah.
Look at that. That's connective tissue. Look at that. Out around. It's starting to get out around, really out around there.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the lady with the face? No.
This
Oh.
is, yeah.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to actually take them back to the camera, and we're going to play with a little bit with some flashlights and stuff like that. But I knew you were going to be doing this and assessing it, and I'm not happy with them. I didn't think you would be.
You're not happy with them either.
So,
Heavy cholesterol, heavy cataracts. So
yeah.
Crap. Holy crap.
But
Yeah.
I think it's actually bringing it to the surface because that wasn't there in her last picture.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's pulling to the
So-
surface, and yeah, it's pulling, and it can.
Mm-hmm.
That ring can look much worse. Is she all fruits, berries, and melons, or? No, I don't think so. Yeah. That lady with the
Yep.
face and stuff.
Yep.
We can talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any pics for me to show them?
I do. I've got a client, but I'll get him to
Send Elizabeth down here with them, and I'll show
Okay.
it to them.
you. Okay.
Yeah, because
Will do.
I'm going to record for about 15 more minutes.
Okay.
You got to
sounds
show
good.
these pictures. Oh, this is a good. This was a good case. Sorry about that, guys. We got to put up with that while we're doing this. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so see the good there. 1 year after, with self-inner inquiry, sound like a spiritual lady here, guys. I started slowly entering in spirituality and lost. They've got this so small. I'm sorry for squinting, but this type is so small I can hardly read it, even with readers. All right, I started slowly entering in spirituality and lost gradually interest in everything. Interesting. Again, by removing and seeing inner beliefs and conceptions I had about the world, and most of all about myself, everything crushed. Families, friends, boyfriend, work, job, money, and house. I am now 25, and although I can say those years of awakening had been hard, some strong patterns come up during last year's intense bulimic again, I feel I can see it all from the top of the mountain. All this is essential for even this email being written now. You know, good girl. Good girl. Thank
They're
you.
not the best photos. She's going to try and send more, but this is
Oh, yeah.
before,
Oh,
and then
great.
this is
Oh,
after.
good. Oh, yeah. This is. Oh, yeah. This
Okay.
is great. This is great. Great. Thank you, love.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is great. Good work, by the way. So I have to say that good job, sweetheart. But now,
I'm kind of good until the dumpster's full.
I take off. It's past your time anyway, right?
Yeah, you still want me to go get you one of those?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go see what they got.
Okay.
I'll
All
let
right.
you know.
All right.
Oh, my strap came in too, so I'll let you know about that.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, son. Spiritually speaking, when you stop turning off the desires and the thoughts, you will be pulled back to the present moment. In that present moment, there's nothing and there's everything. It is the deepest, like I say, I can only talk for how far I've been to the Godhead, but I've conversed with a lot of spiritual giants, and the same. The intensity of the aloneness. Twitchell wrote a chapter, I think it was in the Tiger's Fang, called That Alone Exists. And when you understand that the all, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the omniscient, the one, that all the religions talk about, you start to realize that there's the only one, God. We kill over that. Isn't that ridiculous? The one God. So imagine that alone exists. And so it is with you. You alone exist. So, you must realize when you take this on, that it's intense. And it's not like using the mind, and it's not like using your emotions to navigate in creation. You are in a formless, ever-present world of allness. And as you continue to dig deeper into that world, is just a matter, it's no more thoughts, it's a matter of letting go more and more. How now can you get? And the more now, the more alone. And so you begin to develop compassion for the one because of that. At least I have. And when you are on your journey to becoming the one again, you're alone. And you will always be alone. But not lonely, because you have all life in you, around you. You never have to be alone, and yet you're totally alone. You get that riddle, and you've got it too. So, don't worry about having opinions and ideas. Worry about being able to stop thinking and exist in the moment. When you do that, the negative forces are going to try to bombard you with thoughts. They're going to test you. Speak to the hand. I'm in the now. Work on this, and you will never regret 1 second of doing this. Know that you are the one, you're the power, you're the source, and take it back, not egotistically, beyond the mind, as the one with all of us together. Very powerful stuff we're talking about. And if you can experience these states, you did well for yourself. I need your help, dear Dr. Morse. For 2 months, I don't vomit. I started spontaneously a raw food diet and started investigating afterwards. I found you. Oh, wow. Now, 2 months later, I feel much, much better already and have reduced my food to lots of fruits, cucumbers, iceberg lettuce, 1 teaspoon of vinegar in 1 cup of water 2 times per day, but I still am addicted to water drinking. Well, I don't mind the water drink. You might want to just put a little bit of lemon in there. Squeeze a little bit of lemon in that water. You know, make it as light as you want. Just a little bit of lemon in that water. Electrify it. Astringent. That'll help you immensely. Okay? Now, let's see. Drinking still approximately 6 liters. Well, if you're not bloating up on it, good. If your output and input are pretty much the same, okay. I'm good with that. But if your output is a lot less than your input, you're going to get edemic, and then that rings up chimes of congestive heart failure, pulmonary edema, all the nasty stuff that take people out. Because they're too acidic, holding water, no one knows what to do about it. And no one tells them to, to fix this stuff. So, let me see here. A lot of red, white rashes, very itchy, have appeared all over my body. So it just shows you your lymph system's involved all over you, honey. But you do that. So you just let it come out. Oh, look at there. You're on your way out. See ya. Oh, look at that patch. You're on your way out. See ya. Think of the positive side of these things. Okay? Now, by impulse in the beginning with that little memory I bought Chlorella, moringa, probiotic enzymes, glutamine, and aloe vera. Boy, no. And I am taking it all in small quantities daily. Please let me stop you. Please stop the probiotics. Please stop the digestive enzymes. Please stop the glutamine. I don't care about the moringa. Chlorella. Why do you need Chlorella? Not in detox, okay? Not in detox. If you want to do Chlorella, spirulina is better. But if you want to do split cell Chlorella, do it later down the road. Don't do the protein now. You go fruits, berries, and melons now. You want to get better now. All right. Should I stop them? Mm-hmm. Except for the moringa. I don't care. Aloe vera. But you really don't need aloe vera. You have to be careful with that. Too much aloe vera to dry you out. I also still don't have my period and of course, bad digestion. All right. So you got to work on your pituitary and get the pituitary herbal formula and take it for about a month. If you notice you're having parathyroid problems, hitchhike a parathyroid formula with it. A good time to do it. And maybe something high in calcium like Superfood 2 or a Bones formula. Yeah, and really start to pick that up because you want your monthly cycles right on. It is possible in a detox for a lady to stop their monthly cycles because of the detoxification, but it's short term and you should have it right back and on time. If you stop and not coming back, that's a problem. That's not a good thing. See, and remember, when you start detoxing, your weaknesses start showing themselves. That's what's misunderstood about detox. Detox exposes weaknesses. No weaknesses, no symptom. Easy to understand? Absolutely. No weakness, no symptom. And the neat thing is, you can correlate the iris with the symptoms. And it all should fit like a nice glove. And if it doesn't, something's not right. Everything should fit. Blood work, symptomology, iris work. Everything has to fit. And then you are a good healer. You understand the rhythm of why things are in symptomology and how it affects the blood work. We will train you more in that in the future in the blood work, especially in my classes. Not difficult stuff at all. Don't freak out. Nothing's difficult. Easy stuff. It's like reading something 12 times. I get it. See, that's all it is. You repeat the mind. Remember how the mind works. You're training the mind. It's trainable. It's conditioned. And that's how you do it. Your mind is totally a conditioned instrument. It can't have an original thought. Now, where does the individual mind come from? Oh, you guys, either that was you over there. That's the universal mind. And that one is cosmic consciousness. That's the bliss plane, the Hindus. That's Christ consciousness, Christians. Cosmic consciousness, more spirituality, metaphysics. Incredible experience, that one is. We'll talk about that one and what you have to be careful for having those high-level experiences, what to look out for. Most of all, I can feel the light, love, and vibrant being I am again. Oh, that makes me feel really good. You know what? You all get that. You get your vibrant beingness back again, right? Right. Start right now. And don't wait till your body gets better, because it's just a body. Don't let your body break you down. Don't let your emotions break you down. Your emotions is your body's emotions, your astral body's issues, not your issues, but you're the controller. You're the driver of your car, either consciously or unconsciously. I'm trying to wake you guys up to be conscious drivers of your cars. And then the fun truly begins. Hope to see you and meet you one day. Absolutely. At the same time, I am also feeling still a little lost. Have no purpose in life apart from feeling. Don't worry about that. Right now is your time not to have purpose. Right now is your time to put this tension on wall, to get yourself back, to get yourself in the now, which you're doing already beautifully. Now get your bodies back. Get control of them, get them healthy, and you'll start seeing your mission. Oh, there's one, and you will see it coming. And what I'm being told is you're going to love it. Oh, what's this? Feeling nothing in Portugal is helping me. Oh, you're from Portugal? I love you, Portuguese. Me evolving any more and feel like being surrounded by inspiring beings. Any suggestions on that? Well, at the same time, I am also, that's kind of messed up here in the language, also am feeling still a little lost. Have no purpose in life apart from feeling to eventually help others waking up. That's no little thing. So now you're getting your ability to do that. So now you take your time to practice. You're in school right now. You're getting yourself caught and awake. You're fixing your bodies. When you're at that magic time, that person will be right there and you'll know immediately what you've got to do. So that's, you work on yourself now. This is a time to dig into your body, get it well, continue to get past thought and emotions, and when you need them, use them. I cry. There's some sad stuff going on out here. Woo. And if you don't cry, something's wrong with you. There's some seriously bad crap out here. But I love the Portuguese. What was your last question? You know what? It don't matter where you are or where your bodies are. And here's the thing. It's going to be freaky to you, but when you're coming into consciousness and you're talking about pure awareness, there is no matter, energy, space, or time. There's no matter, energy, space, or time anymore. There is no up, down, backward, forward, night, day, yellow, pink, and purple. It's all those things in one. Undefinable, only experienceable. And the only words that's definable is pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure intelligence. Words we've been talking about. But a lot of you guys are awakening up here, and I am extremely happy because that's the most important part of these videos. Believe it or not. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. All right. AdCape. Dear Dr. Morse, during about a year, I've done a few CT scans of my lungs. A few CT scans? Ooh. You know, CT scans, I hope they were digital. Because here's the thing. You know, what's ironic here is we go into these CT scans, and there are, 265 rads or something like that, where one normal x-ray is under 1 rad? So when you realize the amount of radiation you've done, and you do several of these, you might not see anything the first time, but about the third time, you might start to see some problems from the CT scans. You know, these aren't chocolate and marshmallow. You know, this is serious stuff. That's a lot of radiation. It is well known that CT scans causes cancer, well known. And what is cancer? A damaged cell. So when you're radiating, you're blowing this acid radiation right through your body, right through the lungs, right through your back, right through your spine and everything. And you're burning cells doing it just to get a pick. Why not use the iris and have a better pick and save the body? See what I'm saying? There are dangerous practices within the AMA, not just the practice of pharmaceuticals. Every time it shows some new nodules. All right? So what does that mean? That means your lymph nodes here are not opening up, or you're not getting your kidneys to filter well. Because if you're filtering now and you have nodules, you won't get any more nodules. If you're filtering and you're getting up into this area, you shouldn't have the nodules. So growing more nodules simply means you're not moving lymph in that related area. And to the lungs, I think the axillary is the lymph nodes to the lungs. And right there's the kidney. Boom, 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 boom. So, it's just enough to say that you want to get your kidneys and filtering your lymphatic system big time. And if you're doing any dairy products or proteins that are causing you mucus, I'd stop like a few years ago. So let's look at this. First, it was the right lung. All right, so then that was the right kidney. All right. Then a few smaller ones were shown in my left lung. So you're involved systemically. Yep. The latest made in July 13th, 2016, showed 2 new nodules in my left lung. So you know what I'd be doing? I'd be on a fruit, berry, and melon diet. I would go into probably a 10-day lemon juice fast, and I'd be saying, you know what? Let's see if I can push this to 20. You know, I'd be pushing. Grape fast. I'd be hitting it hard. And then the nodules be gone. I'd take the lung formula, I'd take the kidney adrenals, the GI tract. I'm going after my body. I'm going to open all the doors because I know what happens with lung cancer, and it isn't pretty. It isn't pretty at all. Just hold your breath for, say, 10 minutes, and then let me know what you think. So, not pretty, right? So, you really want to go after this big time, but you have to go after your lymphatic system. Now, I'd also sip 3 lung tea, because that breaks up, even though it's probably not hardened, but it will break up any hardened sputum and help them to hydrate in its own way the lymphatic system. I would be doing that, and I'd be taking lungs number 2, probably a dropper full and a half, 3 or 4 times a day. But at the same time, I'm going to really be pumping my lips up, because these are nodules. They're coming from tissue, meaning it's interstitial fluid is swelling, meaning you have stagnated lymph. It's a little different than mucus plugs, where you see a mass developing. At this point, doctors cannot say if that is cancer or not. Well, who cares? You know what? This world has to get to the point of who cares if I pick a cell out and one of them has been damaged to the point I can call it a cancer cell. Who cares? The very art of me going in there, doing a biopsy, breaking apart what the body was isolating just to see if one of the cells was damaged is stupid as all get out. I mean, that's one of their more king-size stupid things, but it does make money. But you notice, you ladies, particularly after a breast biopsy, things start to go south real fast. And it's not just breasts. Why do you need to know? Who cares if it's benign or cancer? Same problem. Lymph stagnation, the same problem will kill you, except that treating it as cancer will take you out much quicker. Leaving it as nodules growing, you leave another 15, 20 years. Treating this as if it was cancer or some type of whatever, not smart. You see the stupidity in this way of thinking? A ridiculous way of thinking. I'll visit pulmonary specialists on September 6th to see what they will suggest. This is the first. This will be up before 5 days are up, so I hope you get this. What would you suggest? It's your body. You're going to listen to the guys that don't know what it is and what we're going to do about it. Let's have a meeting and we'll decide what to do about it. You know, you got to be real careful, my dear one, because you're in the insane now and you could be seriously hurt. So you just want to protect yourself and get this out. You could keep doing CT. We could keep watching the nodules pop up on you, doing 265 rads on your body several times a year. And eventually you won't have to worry about it. You don't know how many of these nodules are from the CT scans. So, you know, you're barking down a dangerous road that is, and when it's lungs, it's breathing, so you can imagine the anxiety that's going to bring you. So it's easy to get rid of it if you focus on the proper focus, and that's your lymphatic system. As I see from the internet, lung biopsy has its own risk. Oh, there you go. And often CT scans could increase the chances of getting, you think? You know, come on, man. What would be your suggestions? Right there it is. Here is the latest CT scan report. I don't have it. They didn't give it to me. It doesn't matter. Andrea, oh man. You want to do this the right way, guarantee you. Get yourself fried up on a grape fast right now. What's wrong with that? Give yourself a 10-day grape fast and say, you know what? After 10 days, I think I can go 20. Go 20. Throw some lemon juice in there once in a while. But at this point, not difficult. You don't want to burn anymore because there is a residual kick from the CT scan. And I don't know, you could still have the residual kick next year. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're highly acidic like this and you're seeing nodules, that means your lymph is stagnant, of course. That's why you're seeing the nodules, and that means high acidosis. And you just radiated 265 rads several times. And it's just that no one is thinking out there. Or they're overthinking and not being awake is more appropriate. So that's what we need to do, is all of us are waking up a little bit and realize what we're doing to ourselves by allowing these sometimes maniacs to go after you. You know, you got to be careful who you allow to do what to your bodies. Just like you have to be careful which hitchhikers you allow to hitchhike on you. When you're listening, you'll know. When you're not listening, anybody can take a ride. I love you guys, and thank you so much for listening to these videos. You guys are the cat's meow, so to speak, and good healers. A lot of you have already shown the incredibleness of the healing that you guys have, so I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Let me know if any of you are willing to work with some clients, house them. Some clients have money. We have a little we donate, but as we move into this more, it should be a pretty good thing to be able to help people like that. We're having to rely on those that will open up their homes, or if you already have like not a halfway house, but like a nursing home in your home or something. These are good places. But we run 100% fruits, berries, and melons with the herbs. There's physical therapy involved. Some are so advanced you have to work with the potty stuff, you know, and all this stuff. Some are so advanced we have feeding tubes. So you have to inject your foods right up a syringe right up the tubes. So some are big time care, but not for long. So let me know, and you'll have a beautiful experience in your lovely stay on planet Earth.